Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Melbourne Park, where the Saints have they fought hard to get a point. A 1-1 draw with Chelmsford City in National League South. It's a game, Ian, where the first half we didn't get much of a look in, could have gone in quite a few down. Second half started the same, but at the end of the game, when we got back level, we could have gone on and won it.
Yes, I think you're right, David, but first and foremost we have to earn the right to be in a game of football, and we didn't in the first half. They were stronger than us, they were quicker to the ball, they were better to the ball, they retained possession better than us, and we struggled. And to be fair, took a few harsh words at half time just to try and get us a little bit lively. Changed the shape slightly in the second half, which seemed to get us back into the game a little bit. And then, as I say, we went more of a attacking threat. We had nothing to lose probably in the last 20 minutes, so we really threw on sort of 3 or 4 real attackers, and we managed to get something out of it and could have gone and nicked it in the last sort of 10-15 minutes. Their keepers made 2 good saves, but for me it wasn't good enough. First 45 minutes was very, very poor today. It's one of the worst I think we've been for a long time, and we've got to improve. We've got to do things slightly different in terms of earning the right to win a game of football, and we didn't do that today.
Chelmsford let us off the hook that first half. The chances they missed. Elliot Buchanan in the game overall missed 2, I think you call them sitters, but they had other chances as well and they didn't take them.
No, exactly. But that's football at the end of the day. We've been in games before where we've had opportunities to finish teams off and we haven't done it. They've had opportunities today. I can't worry about stuff like that. I mean, I've said all along, and I've said it since the second game of the season, at the moment they're still the best side we've played all season. I think he's got a really good squad here. He's got good strength in depth. And I think they're going to push on for the rest of the season here. So to come here and get a point is a bonus, obviously. But again, as I said all along, first half wasn't good enough. We have to be better than that, and we have to be a bit more like we was in the last 20-25 minutes when we're doing things a bit quicker, a bit more urgency in our game, getting tighter to the opposition and stopping them playing, and then earning the right to win. And we didn't do that for the first 45 minutes.
You praise how good Chelmsford are, but it's 4 points we've taken off them, and in that last 10 minutes it was unbelievable. We could have got all 3.
Yeah, but that's they're up there for a reason. As I said, I do think they're a good side. I think it's got a good squad here. But as I said all along, you have to earn the right, and you've got to give them full credit for the way they played their game. They caused us a lot of problems. We've put a lot more height in the side today, because obviously try and nullify their set pieces. But we didn't earn the right, as I keep saying. We didn't get hold of the ball, we didn't pass the ball, we didn't move the ball. Everything that happened today was poor, and until sort of the last 20-25 minutes, then we started to believe in ourselves, got to grips with the game, got to grips with some of their players, as I said there, and then it looked a different side. Sean Lucian started to get in the game, he started to get to the byline, getting crosses in, started to pick corners up, started to get the long throw, and all those things that we've been doing really well all season was nothing there in that first sort of 45 more probably an hour, really, 45 minutes of the first half, 50 minutes of the second half. So full credit to the players, because the players were excellent in the last sort of 20-25 minutes. But I've just said to them in there, we've got to go and keep working on what we're doing. We've got to get back to doing things that we did at the start of the season. But full credit, they rolled their sleeves up, they got a result, and it was nice for the supporters at the end there to at least get a draw. It would have been nice to have gone and win it, and we had a couple of chances late on to win the game.
You haven't got Ben Hurd for the next 4 league games, he's suspended. So today you didn't put him in, you put Tom Gardner to right back.
Oh, and you're talking about George Casey, are you? Or Ben Hurd? Or
Ben Hurd.
Yeah, no, well, it was just the fact is we haven't got him for 4 weeks now. He can't play on Tuesday in the Charity Cup, and then we lose him for the next 4 league games. So I watched the game here on Wednesday against Tranmere and Chelmsford on the day. Were very unfortunate to come away 4-1 losers. So everything was about set pieces with them. They've got great delivery from Wilmot. Bush obviously got a good long throw, and they've got some big lads in the side. So we went 4 centre halves really today across the back 4 in terms of Tom Gardner at right back, Tom Bender and Jack Saville. But Jack twisted his ankle in the first half, so had to come off 15 minutes into the second half. So it was just trying to nullify their strengths really, which we did, I felt. But again, the third or fourth corner, we don't defend the corner well enough in terms of the second ball, and Elliot Buchanan's obviously rifled one in. So they're the things that you try and work on. We work on obviously their strengths. We try and obviously put players into the side, but I just didn't feel we really got to grips with the game today, and that was disappointing. As I say, you've got to give them a bit of credit, because they come out and they started a little bit quicker than us. They got on top, and we never recovered from that until probably the last 20-25 minutes.
Scott Thomas wasn't available for the match at Poole in midweek. You resisted the temptation to put him straight back in the side?
I did, because I felt the three midfield players did an excellent job down at Poole, and you're hoping for the same response. I felt the football we played down at Poole was excellent. And as we've said before, we probably should have come away with 3 points from that game, which we didn't. I've gone with the same 3 midfield players today, but I've got to take responsibility for that because it didn't work. The 3 today, it totally outbullied in there. Their 3 were better than ours, they were stronger than us, and they did a better job than us. But we went to a 2 late on, and we actually got more into the game and started to dictate the midfield area, which is strange. So, but they're all the things that I have to take responsibility for, and I will do. And as I say, but I felt our 3 today would have been better than their 3, but unfortunately they were stronger than us on the day.
You didn't make any changes at half time, but you gave it just 10 minutes into the second half and you made a double change, and it seemed to have an influence.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I just didn't want to just do it too early, too quickly. I just wanted to look at the shape in the second half, and we put Lee Chappell slightly to the left in the second half and put 2 up front. It didn't really make much difference, but I felt once we put Jamie on, who's looking to run in behind them, and Scotty Thomas back in midfield, we started to grips with their midfield. Scotty started to win a couple of tackles, a couple of headers, which freed up David Noble a little bit. So, as we said before, playing Scotty at the start might have been the answer. But the 3 that played on Tuesday night did a very good job there. I've gone with them again today. In hindsight, looking back, was probably the wrong way to go about it. But as I said before, you've got to start winning headers, you've got to win tackles, you've got to put your foot through the ball at times, and we didn't do that. We were just playing too much, trying to play neat, tidy football in the wrong area of the pitch, and that can't happen if we're going to try and push on in this league, because they pressed us high up the park. We gave the ball away too cheaply, and before we knew where we was under pressure with crosses, corners, long throws, and for a bit of luck in defending and their poor finishing, and we managed to stay in the game until that last sort of 20 minutes.
Louis Fiofanis equalised 9 minutes from time, his first goal in 14 games. That'd be a weight off his shoulders.
Hopefully so, we've said all along, but I felt the last couple of weeks, and I've said it, is that he's sort of getting back into the mould of where he's going to score goals. He's had a shot early on, funny enough, here, that's just whistled past the far side of the post, and he had 4 or 5 opportunities on Tuesday down at Poole. So he looks sharp, he looks like he's getting back into the way he was prior to not scoring his goals, and hopefully he can kick on now for the rest of the season, as he did at this time last year.
Last 6 away league games here, and that's 2 points we've got now. That record's got to improve, hasn't it? And we've not got so many of the top sides coming up, I believe.
No, but we went through this at the start of the season when we was playing the top sides. We said all along, I think we've got Ebbsfleet and Dartford at home now, and that's going to be obviously tough games the way them 2 teams are playing at the moment. We've still got Hungerford away, and apart from that, I don't think there's anyone else that in that top sort of 6 or 7 we've got to play. But we know that. But it doesn't matter who we play in this league. As we see 3 weeks ago, we went to Concord and got beat 3-2. We have to be better than what we've been over the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks. I believe the squad now is a good squad. I believe we've got good players here, but we just got to obviously start turning some of these results into wins, because 3 points are massive at the moment. Draws and defeats aren't going to get us anywhere.
And the way we started that game today, that gives you a lot to think about before next Saturday's game at home to Bath City.
I actually think we started the game quite well today. First 3 or 4 minutes, we had 2
we
really
did,
good
that
jump
chance, yeah.
And but after that, as I say, no, we were very poor. And listen, we've got to think long and hard about. We've got Tuesday night against Hitchin, which again, some of the squad players need games, but we certainly need to know a little bit more about what we're going to do next week. We've been unfortunate again this week. Sam Merson's been ill. He didn't train Thursday night. I didn't really want to throw him on again today, but he's to come on and then had a reaction to his long throw and put himself around once or twice. But we need to make sure we get him right. He's got a bit of a virus or something, and we've got to try and get him right, and hopefully he can get 90 minutes under his belt on Tuesday, because he needs another game. But listen, we've got a squad here. The squad's all about playing. If players play poorly, we can leave them out and bring other players in, and that's down to me now to make sure that I try and pick the right side for next week, and I try and pick up 3 points.
Apart from Ben Hur's suspension, you must have a full squad to pick from, I believe.
I think we've got 16 to pick from, and Ben Hurd will obviously be 17. So yeah, I mean, George Casey's been unlucky today, because George should be playing once Ben's suspended. But as I said to you before, watching him on Wednesday night, we had to put some height in that side today, which we did. And Tom Gardner, can play right back. He's played all season at Dartford at right back, so there wasn't a problem playing him there. And you've got Jack Saville and Ben Martin, 2 centre halves, and Tom Bender. So back 4 was fine for me. That wasn't their fault today. I thought they actually defended very, very well. They were put under immense pressure. They had to win some big headers and big challenges. I just felt in the forward areas and the midfield areas we never really got to grips with their setup.
Lovely. Thanks so much, Ian, on what could be a very useful and important point.
Hopefully.
Just a reminder, and Saints next in action on Tuesday night, Hearts Charity Cup semi-final. Hitchin Town are visitors to Clarence Park. Kick-off is at 7:45.